Welcome to Psychic Insights, where pop culture meets higher consciousness and the tea is always a little bit mystical. I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, and around here we don't just watch the drama unfold. We read the energy behind it, whether it's celebrity scandals, reality TV, chaos, or true crime with a twist. I'm tuning in to bring you the intuitive scoop the headlines miss. So buckle up, because your aura's about to get entertained. Welcome back to my channel. It's Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend. Hopefully your favorite psychic on the internet. And if not, like and subscribe. See what you think. Oh my God. In my last episode, we talked about something surprising that happened in the Laura Owens criminal case. Laura Owens now has a new attorney representing her in her felony case brought on by the state of Arizona. But once you start looking at the details, the situation raises even more questions. Why did her public defender leave the case? How does someone who claimed indigence suddenly have private counsel? And could anyone behind the scenes have influenced this change? I want to know. I hope you do too. So today we're going to explore some of the possibilities. We'll talk about why the public defender might have exited this case and whether anyone connected to Laura's past legal battles could be involved, and what the arrival of new attorney Christian Luters could mean strategically. And I pulled cards. You know, I did. Because sometimes when the legal pieces move, the energy behind the case shifts. And that's what we got to understand about energy. Things shift, right? Okay. So, why would this public defender leave? And there are several reasons. And one possibility is financial eligibility changes, and public defenders represent defendants only if they qualify financially. If the court determines someone has access to money or financial support, the court can remove the public defender. Another possibility is conflict or breakdown in the attorney-client relationship. And knowing our girl Laura, that's a possibility, right? That happens more than people realize. Some defendants want to pursue a strategy that the attorney does not believe is in the best of their interest. And other times, the attorney may determine they cannot effectively represent the client. So there's also the possibility of conflicts of interest or caseload issues within the public defender's office. But when someone moves from public defender to private counsel, the natural question becomes, who made that happen? All right, and then, this is where it gets interesting because people are asking questions. All right, and people who have been following the case ask questions like, could David Gingras have had anything to do with connecting Laura to a new attorney? There's no public evidence of that right now, but Gingras is deeply involved in earlier litigations and Laura herself on so many levels. Remember, these are my insights, these are my comments, these are my thoughts, and they're for purposes of entertainment only. All right. Because we know litigious Larry's out there, right? Or Laura's, in the case might be. So just letting you know, I'm not accusing anyone, just taking a look at what the energy says. All right. So another question people have raised is whether Laura's father, Ron Owens, could have stepped in behind the scenes. Family members sometimes help arrange legal representation or call in favors. That kind of popped up in my energy field, so I kind of wanted to ask the cards this as well. And in complex cases like this, legal networks and relationships can matter, right? And then again, we don't really know the answer, but the questions themselves are understandable. And legal representation in a felony case like this is not a small thing, right? And it can dramatically affect the direction of the case. So could this be a new strategy when a new attorney enters a criminal case? And it can be a strategic shift. The attorney may pursue a plea deal, which is already on the table, challenge evidence, file new motions, attempt to delay proceedings, which also kind of pings in my in my energy field, or take the case in an entirely new direction. And sometimes a new attorney means the defense is recalibrating, which raises another question. Does this shift signal preparation for trial or preparation for negotiation? So I asked the cards, right? So let's explore these energetic dynamics and talk about the card pull, if I can remember which ways I went. Okay. So I picked Child, Stars, Lily. All right. So those three. And then again, we see the Ship. Ship comes up a lot in this case. We've got the Mountain. And we got the House. Interesting. We have the Garden. We have the Whip. And we have the Key. And then we have the Fish, again, money or emotions. We'll see. We have the Rider. We have the Ring. We have the Dog. And we have the Bear. And this spread actually tells a very structured story. So let's unpack it as we do. We've got the Child and the Stars. Child represents new beginning. Stars represent guidance, clarity, and alignment. So the energy suggests the arrival of the new attorney represents a fresh start or new direction in the case. Then we have the Stars and the Lily. Okay, so we have the Stars and the Lily, which is really interesting. Lily often represents maturity, experience, and older individuals. This could symbolize someone experienced entering the situation or guidance coming in from someone with seniority. In legal terms, this can sometimes reflect strategic counsel or experienced influence behind the scenes. Then we've got the Lily and the Ship. Let's put them together. Wrong one. Lily and the Ship suggests movement or transition. Something long-standing begins to shift. This aligns symbolically with the transition from public defender to private counsel. Ship and Mountain. Oh, wait. Why do I do that? Ship and Mountain. No. Ship and Mountain. It's Friday. It's been a long week, and Laura Owens has been busy this week. Anyway, all right, so we hit the Ship and Mountain. Mountain represents obstacles or delays. This card is important because it often appears when a process becomes slower or more complicated. And this could suggest the case may encounter delays or legal roadblocks. I wouldn't be surprised if we're still covering this next year. Okay. The Mountain and the House. The House represents institutions and structures. In this context, it can symbolize the legal system itself. Usually I see that in the Tower, but here we have the House. The Mountain and the House together often shows legal obstacles within the system. This might mean procedural hurdles, negotiations, or motions that slow things down. Okay. House and Garden. House and Garden. Okay, so House and Garden represents the public sphere and broader community, and this card often appears when something becomes very public or widely discussed, which fits the reality of this case, where online communities and media attention have played a role. So we've got that Love Trap podcast, we've got GFC, we've got a wide range of content creators covering this, comments on Reddit, on X, everywhere, all right? So then we've got the Garden and the Whip. Garden and Whip. The Whip represents conflict, arguments, and legal battles. And this combination suggests continued conflict and debate around the case. So, in other words, controversy is not ending soon. Then we have the whip and the key. The whip and the key. Something interesting appears. The key represents solutions, breakthroughs, and turning points. So after conflict, the spread suggests a decisive development or breakthrough moment. I wonder what that could be. Then we got the key and the fish. So fish connects to resources and finances. This combination again brings us back to the financial question. Key and fish can represent funding or resources becoming available, which symbolically mirrors the mystery we discussed earlier. Then we have the fish and the rider. And rider represents news or incoming developments. Fish and rider suggest financial news or developments arriving. In other words, more information about this situation could emerge later. So we'll probably find out who's funding this, right? We have the ring and the rider together, rider and ring. Okay, so we've got these two together. And the ring represents a contract, an agreement. In legal context, this can relate to legal agreements or negotiations. And this combination can hint at developments around plea negotiations or formal agreements. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting a hit that maybe this new attorney is being hired to negotiate a better deal. Ring and dog. So we get the ring and the dog represents loyalty and allies. And this card often represents someone who stands behind another person. It could symbolize support, professional relationship forming between client and attorney. So my thinking is, and this came up, really kind of hit me, as David, her buddy David, has slipped into a more, I don't know, loyal. Remember we talked about his loyalty kind of situation in the other episode. So my feeling is that he probably is somehow connected to this new attorney, and yeah, that's kind of what I've got about that. So I don't know what you think. Let me know. So maybe there's an agreement with David. All right, then we've got, David being part of this agreement, right? Okay, because that really hit me. So we got the dog and the bear, and this spread will end with the bear, not the television show. Bear represents power and influence and strong personalities. Ending on bear suggests that the case may involve powerful dynamics or influential figures moving forward. So this could be interesting. All right. So when we step back and reread the whole mess of the spread, the message is kind of interesting to me. A new beginning appears, and resources and support emerge. But the process could encounter obstacles and delays before reaching a turning point. And the case may involve strong personalities or powerful influences behind the scene. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know. Might want to look at his energy overall, right? So we have some big questions still as we watch this case unfold. Why did this public defender have to leave or leave? What do you think about this new attorney's, energy? What do you think? Do you think it's a new strategy? Do you think something else might be happening behind the scenes? Let me know what you think in the comment, because this case continues to surprise us. And developments like this reminds us that cases evolve, right? And with Laura Owens and her shenanigans, nothing should surprise us at this point. All right. And you know what? As more filings appear and more information becomes available, we'll continue to look at this from an energetic perspective and the dynamics around the playas. All right. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and supporting my work. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next one.